Welcome to the Daily Globe. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. The Philippines has released an updated official map, directly challenging China's sweeping claims over the South China Sea. By clearly marking its 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone, the map erases China's 9-dash line from Philippine geography. This is more than a bureaucratic update. It's a strategic move, shifting the focus from military might to legal legitimacy. Manila's action is rooted in a 2016 international tribunal ruling that invalidated China's historical claims. The map is a visual declaration. These are our waters, defined by international law, not by the assertions of a powerful neighbor. It's a call for both domestic and international support, and a test of the rules-based order in one of the world's most vital maritime regions. The Philippines is drawing a line, not just on paper, but in the sand, signaling it will not back down from defending its rights. The South China Sea dispute is a tangled web of history, law, and national pride. China's claim, based on ancient maps and the sweeping 9-dash line, clashes with the Philippines' reliance on modern international law, specifically the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS. UNCLOS grants coastal states a 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone, giving the Philippines sovereign rights over much of the contested area. But it's not just China and the Philippines. Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan also have overlapping claims, making the region a geopolitical mosaic. China's growing power has emboldened it to build artificial islands and assert control, alarming its neighbors. At the heart of the conflict is a fundamental disagreement. Should historical claims override international law? The Philippines and others argue UNCLOS was designed to prevent such disputes, but China insists its history takes precedence. This unresolved clash keeps the region in a state of constant tension. Scarborough Shoal, Panatag Shoal to Filipinos, Huangyan Island to China, sits just 220 kilometers from Luzon, well within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. For generations, Filipino fishermen have relied on its rich waters, but since a 2012 standoff, China has maintained a blockade, barring access and erecting barriers. The shoal's strategic location makes it a military and economic prize, turning it into a flashpoint in the broader dispute. China's control is seen in Manila as an illegal occupation, fueling national outrage and deepening the sense of injustice. For the Philippines, losing access is not just a geopolitical setback, it's a direct blow to sovereignty and livelihoods. Scarborough Shoal has become a symbol of the struggle, where legal arguments meet the harsh reality of power. Here, the conflict is personal, affecting the daily lives of ordinary people. Scarborough Shoal has become a stage for escalating confrontations. Philippine Coast Guard and fisheries vessels regularly face off with larger Chinese ships, which use aggressive tactics like high-pressure water cannons to block access. In September 2025, a Philippine vessel on a humanitarian mission was damaged, and a crew member injured by Chinese water cannons, one of several such incidents. China defends its actions as necessary control measures, while Manila calls them propaganda and illegal aggression. China has also moved to designate the shoal as a national nature reserve, a move seen as reinforcing its claim under the guise of environmental protection. The standoff has drawn in outside powers. The US, Japan, and the Philippines conducted joint naval patrols in November 2025, signaling a united front. China condemned these patrols, accusing the allies of escalating tensions. The involvement of powerful allies has raised the stakes, making the dispute a regional flashpoint. The risk of miscalculation is growing, with each encounter testing the limits of restraint. The legal battle centers on UNCLOS, which the Philippines argues is the only valid basis for maritime claims. In 2013, Manila took China to international arbitration, leading to a 2016 ruling that China's 9-dash line has no legal basis and that China violated Philippine rights. China rejected the ruling outright, refusing to participate or recognize its authority. Despite the legal victory, the Philippines lacks the power to enforce the decision against China's might. Manila has shifted to publicizing the ruling and building international support. embedding the legal win into its national identity. The new map is part of this strategy, asserting rights on paper and in global opinion. The hope that diplomatic pressure will eventually force Beijing to reconsider. For now, the law is clear, but power still dominates the sea. The South China Sea is an economic lifeline for millions, especially in the Philippines. Fishing grounds like Scarborough Shoal are vital for food and income, and Chinese blockades threaten the survival of entire communities. The seabed may hold vast oil and gas reserves, but China's claims and intimidation have stalled exploration and investment. Globally, the South China Sea is a critical shipping lane. 1/3 of maritime trade passes through, worth over $3 trillion annually. Any conflict here could disrupt supply chains and shock the world economy. Ongoing tensions deter investment and force nations to divert resources to defense. ASEAN has struggled to form a united front, complicating efforts to negotiate a binding code of conduct with China. The dispute threatens not just regional prosperity, but global stability. For Filipino fishermen, the South China Sea is not a chessboard. It's their livelihood and heritage. They face daily harassment from Chinese vessels, often forced to abandon their best fishing grounds. The economic toll is severe: empty nets, mounting debts, and deepening poverty in coastal towns. The psychological burden is just as heavy. Fear, anger, and a sense of helplessness pervade these communities. Yet many fishermen persist, risking confrontation to provide for their families. Their resilience has turned them into symbols of national pride and defiance. These are the human faces of the conflict, reminding the world that sovereignty disputes have real personal costs. The Philippines' stance has drawn strong support from the United States, which recognizes Scarborough Shoal as within the Philippine EEZ and has reaffirmed its defense commitments. The U.S. regularly conducts freedom of navigation operations and has deepened military cooperation with Manila, planning hundreds of joint exercises. Japan has also become a key partner, providing patrol vessels and joining trilateral naval exercises. This growing alliance aims to counterbalance China's influence and uphold a free and open Indo-Pacific. ASEAN, however, remains divided, unable to take a unified stand due to internal differences and economic ties to China. The bloc calls for peaceful resolution and continues slow negotiations for a code of conduct. For now, the Philippines must navigate these diplomatic waters largely on its own. With tensions high, the need for a peaceful resolution is urgent. The 2016 arbitral ruling offers a legal framework, but only dialogue and diplomacy can prevent escalation. Upholding international law is essential, not about taking sides, but about preserving the rules-based order. Mechanisms for de-escalation, like direct communication channels and a binding code of conduct, are vital. The challenge is to shift from confrontation to cooperation, focusing on shared interests like sustainable fishing and maritime safety. The Philippines' new map is both a declaration of rights and an invitation to negotiate. The choice is stark: conflict and instability, or cooperation and shared prosperity. The world is watching.